into it.
Cool. Hey everyone, welcome to Cowabunga Ranger Talk. I'm Mascara. This is David DTV83, and we have a
Hey,
little
everybody.
intro. Yeah,
Yeah, we got a small video that I think would be kind of cool to show. It's all about the prediction of 2024 of Ninja Turtles, and this kind of goes along with it for anybody that's a gamer or just loves music and loves Ninja Turtles. So here we go. Unfortunately, we're keeping the volume off because of copyright claim or even copyright strike, depending on how hard people go with their products. But basically, this is made by Skull Candy, and I thought it was really cool when I first saw it. And plus, it shows pizza and all that, but it's Ninja Turtle headphones, and they're meant for gamers and people that listen to music. And they're almost close to about $200 for the actual headset with the microphone, and they're $100 for the earbuds. And I'm actually thinking about picking them up myself. But I just thought it'd be fun to share with you guys. Skull Candy's making Ninja Turtle stuff. So yeah.
yeah. Also, before we get into the topics of today, because today we have a lot of points, just to let the audience know, this is going to be our last episode until our season finale. That's the live where we're going to be covering Super 7 December 1st. So there might be a week or two where there's no episodes, but we did two episodes last week, I believe, because we had a news one and we had the other regular one, right?
Yes,
So,
right.
after today, the December 1st show,
Yeah.
just get, yeah, all right. Just letting them know. Now we can run. Yeah.
All right, so let's get into it. So, speaking of Super 7, we actually have some of that stuff here right now. So, we're doing the Super 7 Ultimate Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
So this is, again, Masquerade's line, basically.
Yeah. 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 So you want me to start or you want to start?
So, all I know of the line at this point, I think it's this month, the party rigging comes out. And then there's like two more, right? And then there's two more lines after that is listed that are coming out soon. And unfortunately, my computer was having issues and I did not get to save my notepad that I was using, so I do not have them right in front
Yeah.
of me no more.
Yeah. So where we were like just like 2 weeks ago, there were four waves. There was wave 7, 8, 9, and 10.
Yeah.
Uh, the last time we recorded, I believe, that's when for some reason wave 8 dropped, but we're still missing 7, 9, and 10. And 11, it's already got one of the slots secured for it, for Rat King, because I think they moved. They talked about this. I don't know if you remember. It's been like a year and a half now.
We're talking about the Rat King. The Rat King
Yeah,
just, yes.
he's moved over
Yes, I
to
did.
11. So he's
Yeah.
he's moved over to 11, and then they shifted Karai into 10 into his slot because
Because he was
uh
ugly. He didn't look like the Rat King. I remember
he
that very well.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Me and Super Seven has a very good connection with the mishaps and the characters
yeah.
outlook, in my opinion. Yeah.
Uh, so wave 7. Do you have any pictures to show, or you just want me to like shoot off the head?
Just shoot off at this point because I
All
don't
right.
have any pictures at the moment.
Okay, so wave 7's supposed to be the gorilla. It's supposed to be also robotic bebop, the musical Donatello,
Hmm.
the
Uh,
Triceraton. Yeah.
yeah.
And,
So the one from
and
last time we saw.
yeah. No. That's the one that
No,
actually, that was 8. That was the one that dropped.
that
That
was
was the one with
8. Okay.
Raphael, the
Oh, the
astronaut.
space Raphael. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah. And the last one of 7, I believe, is the repaint of Metalhead, Michelangelo Metalhead. That one.
Okay.
Yeah. Are you looking forward to any of those in Wave 7, or you think they'll come
No, the
out? Or
one the one I want to see, I think it's the next wave, the neutrino.
yeah, well,
Yeah. I want to
the
know if they're doing a single neutrino or are they doing all three of them.
yeah.
Do you
Well,
know?
well, from like just like from Wave 7, from those characters that I told you, were you interested in buying those, by the way, like at
Well,
all,
I
or
the metalhead Michelangelo is
yeah,
actually one of my favorites, and if I have some extra money later on and I can still pick them up, I mean, one thing about Super 7 that they always say is they want you to be able to buy them at any time. That's their concept. That's why if you go to like Entertainment Earth, you can still find Wave 1 of Power Rangers still up there, even though
yeah,
like Hasbro would have had them taken down and be done with it, they would have been like, nope,
yeah.
we're done. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what
Yeah.
happens.
I'm actually interested. The only one I'm interested in the whole way, like I said, like that's my brand. So I'll like eventually, in time. But the only one that I would actually want to get right now would be Bebop, the
Yeah.
robotic Bebop, because since I'm in the next couple of weeks I'll probably be getting Wave 8 with, and if you have Rocksteady, you gotta have Bebop.
Exactly,
That's
exactly.
just simple. But
Yeah, because
then
you had to cancel your Rave 8, didn't you? Because of just the way it went boom, 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 boom.
yeah, it all happened like
Yeah.
24 hours.
That's nuts.
Yeah. Then Wave 9. Uh, what the hell? Oh yeah, Wave 9 was the one with the, or no, yeah, Wave 9 is the one with Wingnut and
Yes.
Screw Loose.
True.
That one,
Yeah.
that one looks good.
I have
That one
not
looks.
seen these ones yet.
That they actually had prototypes at San Diego and at Toy Fair. So like, if you look them up, yeah, there's the physical toy actually exists now. At least
Oh,
the 3D printed model or whatever. But
yeah.
the figure looks really good. I don't know
Some of
about the
those
colors though. Go ahead.
3D models I would love just to have in a collection. Here's the 3D model of this and that.
Yeah.
Because even though they don't move or anything special, it's just be like Super 7's a great one. I learned an idea of Super 7 that makes sense. Stop thinking about them as action figures. Just stop thinking about them as action figures. They're not action figures. They're little statues that can move.
Well,
That's the best way to look at them.
that's the rivals. That's the rival companies' mentality, I
Right?
believe.
But no, think about it. Think about it. You got
Because
Hasbro
the
or
rival
Play.
company.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
that's their thing. Because it's literally the National Entertainment Collectors Association or something like that, the NECA. They're not supposed, and it says it right on the box. This is not a toy for the other company. So
Oh, really? NECA's not supposed to be a toy. It's supposed to be a statue. Okay. Because that's what I thought about it. Super 7 is basically a statue of a character, highly painted, very nicely painted, barely moves. Little less articulation, and yeah, it's basically a nice painted statue.
that wing nut is big too. Like if you see the wingspan on that
I
thing is.
have not I have not seen the Super 7 ring yet. I have seen the Playmates one though, the one that
Oh,
just came
you,
out.
you got to see this one. This one is like, you're like, damn, bro. I think it's like $15 more though. It's more expensive. It's like Gorilla, the
Hmm.
the fake Sergeant Bananas from the other wave. Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
a big
So
piece of plastic.
So basically, they're charging the price. Sorry, comparison. They're charging the price of a Megazord for the ring nut.
Well,
Megazord's $65 instead of 55.
the screw loose, his like the guy that comes with him is like a 5-inch figure. So
Oh gee.
so Wingnut is like, I think he's like edging into 8 inches, because
Oh yeah,
Super 7, their ideal size would be 7-inch figures, but this is Wingnut, so he's even bigger. Like
yeah.
Rocksteady and Bebop. Rocksteady and Bebop have to be closer to 8 than 7 inches. There's no way those are 7-inch figures. They look
No,
pretty
because
good.
they've got to be bigger than the Ninja Turtles. They have to be bigger
And the Ninja
by
Turtles are like
scale
six,
length.
yeah, they're like 6'1" or something, 6 inches.
Yeah.
Because they're a little bigger than the NECA ones.
Oh really?
Yeah,
So the
like
Super 7's Turtles are smaller than 7 inch.
yeah, yeah. Because
Wow.
remember, you build the line around the turtles.
Yeah.
Your baseline is 7, right?
Hmm.
Because it's a 7-inch line. But that just means, okay, we'll move here, we'll move there, we'll move back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, basically. The the next character in the wave 9 is the neutrino, the one you were talking about.
Yeah.
Did you see the renders for this thing?
I saw a lot of the stuff of the vendors. Yeah. I watched the super. Okay, so if you're on YouTube, you can watch the Super 7 thing, and then they promote their own little um, upcoming next with the little renders and the little 3D printed characters that are painted. You know, like the stuff you'd put on Facebook. You know, your little 3D renders and stuff.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. I mean, I like that stuff. I like seeing the prototypes and stuff because you can see how they are and then how they come out after the factory. And
Yeah.
sometimes the prototypes look better than the factory stuff. I mean, it's kind of funny, really. You know.
Yeah. The the thing I don't like about the neutrino in that wave is that he's got that sort of pearlescent coat. Like you've seen it, it's got sort of a shiny coat to it.
Yeah.
So it's supposed to be the Toon version. Because remember the Toon Turtles, it was the
Yeah.
exact same figures. They just had like this little pearlescent uh thing to them, to the neutrinos.
Yeah. Well, as far as I know, neutrinos haven't been in anything but the cartoons, so that makes sense.
Well, for the toys, because remember,
Yeah.
Super 7 sticks to the toys. Then the next one is Flock Splinter.
Box Bender.
That's
No,
a
I am
furry Splinter with the long gi, his
okay.
the long coat.
Yeah,
Then
the kimono.
yeah,
Yeah.
then Basketball Donnie
Yes, I
and
remember that from being a kid. Yeah.
and Scumbug.
Scumbug. Yeah.
Yeah,
The original
Scumbug looks good.
Scumbug.
Scumbug
Oh,
looks good. I just don't understand why they keep like making more Donnies of different lines you're not gonna finish. Like, it's like the last one.
yeah.
It,
I
it,
noticed Super 7's pretty good with that, with all their lines, pretty much. I mean, they're good with Power Rangers. They're doing a good job with the Power Ranger line, kind of.
mhm.
I'm getting kind of sick of some of the stuff they're doing, honestly. But yeah, when it comes to Ninja Turtles and
What
some
do
of
you
the other
mean
ones,
about expanding? About expanding
yeah,
to too many brands?
yeah, the branding
The
that they
Silver
have,
Hawks and all that stuff. And
yeah, like they do a chunk. They're
spreading
doing a
too thin.
chunk,
Is
and
that
then
what
they're
you
doing
mean?
a chunk. Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to the 2003 stuff, but again, they're gonna be doing here, and then they're not. Then they're just gonna stop for a while, and then they're gonna, you
Yeah.
know, yeah. When it comes to Turtles and Super 7, I think they just have way too much underneath their belt, way too much on their hands, and they don't really know where to go exactly. And I don't think they listen to the fans very
Yeah.
much, the
Well,
company itself.
let me get into the last wave that's announced, and then we can like talk predictions or whatever. The wave 10 is the the Ninja April, the Rock and Roll Leonardo,
Okay.
Karai, Karai. That's the one I
Yeah.
want to get.
I know.
And
That one looks beautiful. I love that one. That one looks great.
the fourth one, what was the fourth one? Oh yeah, the fourth one is Casey Jones, but with the comic book colors, with the red shirt. But it's
Oh,
the
oh
exact
yeah.
same Casey Jones with that
So
horrible stomach.
that that app crunch, yes. You know, everybody loves that app crunch. No.
God, bro, like I'd like the figure so much more if it didn't have that ugly, ugly ab crunch, like one peg, like it wants to break. You know what I mean? It's one of those.
Yes. No, I will say something kind of interesting. The Rock and Leo actually have that as a Playmates Joy. I
Yeah,
don't, and it's great. It's the exact same thing that Super Seven's doing, but Playmates. It's tiny, but it can't.
yeah,
I still have all the pieces for it besides the little.
yeah,
I don't know if I actually saw them on the Super Seven. They came with the little records. The original Playmates ones comes with these little vinyl records,
yeah.
and I don't have those anymore. I don't think Super Seven's adding them.
Well, that's basically wave 10. You got anything else for wave 10, or you want to move on a little?
Besides
The
besides
Karai.
how awesome Karai looks, I mean, seriously, I mean that one's just
Yeah,
almost on my bucket list of just having a Karai, because that thing is just amazing. Well,
yeah,
depending on the storyline, actually, it's funny. Depending on the storyline, it could be the daughter of Shredder, or it could be the daughter of Splinter. depending on the storyline. So it's very unique.
Yeah. Now moving into Wave 11 because the only thing that's announced for Wave 11 is Rat King, and then Wave 12 and 13, those are gonna be these because
Okay.
Brian's already said that the next two waves after 11 are gonna be the 2003 Turtles.
Yes.
So I don't know if he's gonna like do I don't know because like he jumped the this brand jumps around so fucking much. The worst thing you could do is like in wave one you put Leonardo, and wave two you put Shredder, and then you
Yeah.
have to, and then you have to wait 3 years for the other two turtles. Nobody wants like because he's
No,
gonna go
but
back to the toy. You know what I mean?
sooner
He's
or
gonna.
later, yeah. I mean, that's the problem with Super Saiyan. Like I'm saying, it's like they want to do all this cool stuff, want to get all the Playmates style toys done and over with, but then they want the movie line, they want the classic comic book line, they want the 2003 characters, they want. I know they have all this stuff in their head, what they want to do, what they want to do, and all the Turtle fans are gonna love it. Like if they brought back out the comic book line that looked like the actual comic books with the bodies and all that.
Yeah.
Again, that's a big hit. If they brought out the comic book Shredder like NECA did, but made him more flexible, I mean, that's just it's right there. I mean, it's right there in the palm of their hands, and a lot of people would buy them.
Who would you like to see in wave 11
I
besides
personally,
Rat King? There's three more slots. What three others would you put in there?
um, I would put Krang.
Krang's
Krang
android
as a
body.
one that's like a
The android
real
body.
actual
Yeah,
android body that
I
actually had
would just.
the Krang that would actually come out of the chest like the Playmates
Yeah,
one would have.
that seems like a
Um,
single release though, right? Like it doesn't seem like he's gonna fit in a wave. Like
well,
they
they
have
could
to.
fit it in a wave. They could because they can fit a whole Megazord in a wave of Power Rangers that's already been shipped out. Actually, I just found that out. It's been shipped out.
True.
Um, yeah, they can put a Krang. I mean, because it's only going to be an 8-inch Krang. Unfortunately, it's only going to be.
No, well, yeah.
I don't see them making a 10 or 12-inch Krang. I mean, that'd be awesome if they did and have an actual Krang the size of like a golf ball or something, that'd be awesome. But I don't see Super 7 going that big because you'd be in like hundreds of dollars at that point.
I don't see them doing Krang right now. Also, just for they're about to release like in the next month or so the Super Cyborg version, and they're not going to be like double dipping Krang to Krang. So I
No,
don't.
no, they wouldn't. And
I
again,
wouldn't see that.
that's the thing. They would have the same size of this,
But
you know.
but all right, that's your pick. What are your other two picks for Wave 11?
Oh,
Because 12 and 13 is a crapshoot. That's like there's no predicting that.
well, there's so much. Like when I go on like Entertainment Earth and look at Turtle stuff, there is so much they could do.
Yeah,
Like have a young Splinter with all the baby turtles. But again, something that I don't think Super 7 would do themselves, have a baby
yeah,
turtle line,
yeah.
you know.
So
Actually, what I would like to see them do, and it has nothing to do with a wave, it would just be, I would like to see them do their own little turtle den.
a turtle
But
den?
that's, yeah,
Oh, like a sewer layer?
sewer layer, turtle den, yeah.
Yeah, we got to get through we're like third on the list because we'd have to get through the Thundercat house, then the giant the GI Joe thing that's gonna somehow fund.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what else they've
we're in
done.
the back of the bus for that one, bro.
Exactly.
Sorry.
Um, I mean, they could try to finish off some even the rock and or what was it, punk rock Donnie? I think it was that.
That was
Yeah,
announced. Donnie and Leo were announced in the
yeah.
waves. So okay, well, me, I actually these are my three predictions. Just shooting off the shit. All right, I could see them doing the rapping Michelangelo.
Okay.
You put rapping Michelangelo because I think they do want to finish the rock and roll ones. You put rapping Michelangelo. I think they go ahead and throw us a frog. I don't
Oh,
know. I
the
don't know if they'd actually try to do the other Napoleon. I mean, Genghis Napoleon. What was the other one?
I don't remember, but I remember the episode very
Rasputin,
well.
Rasputin,
Rasputin, yes.
and I forget the last one. But what was the last?
I I love that cartoon episode. That episode was funny because I think they were supposed to be in
Attila,
Florida.
Attila. That's the fuck. That's the
I
name.
think they were supposed to be in Florida for that episode. Actually, I
Yeah,
think that's kind of funny, and I love it because Shredder finds out and takes the frogs and make him an evil frog, and then of course the turtles save him and make him good. But
yeah.
you know that kind of thing I love. As a kid.
I think, yeah, they probably it'd be cool for them to actually try to do a like a a new one because in the toy line we only got Napoleon and and Genghis. If they try to do Attila in that style, that'd be freaking awesome
Oh
because
yeah.
that'd be filling in a void we never got, kind of like Karai did in the previous waves, you know.
Now, what about Talker and Razor? I'm saying that
Well,
badly right now.
I think for 10, I mean, not for 10. What the fuck was
Eleven.
for yeah, no, for the last pick,
Oh,
I think this is what I would like. So I think the last character would be General Trag
General Track. Okay.
because you need a big one. They
Yeah.
usually like to have a turtle, a bad guy, a chunky figure, and then the floater. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you need a chunky one. General Trag would be a. You'd have to make him wide as hell. You
Now,
can't make him. You know
yeah.
what I
Well,
mean?
something I've noticed about Super Seven, you correct me if I'm wrong, is a lot of their waves is based on the reaction figures, actually, and we're gonna go into that here in a minute. But what I'm noticing with like Ninja Turtles, you see the reaction figures they've done, and then you look at the toy line, they don't follow them one for one, but they already have like the reaction figures remind me of like, okay, here's the mold of it. Now let's
Yeah.
enlarge it. Um,
Well. So their problem is sometimes they have to play catch up with themselves. Like the last wave of the reaction figures had rock and roll Raphael. So technically, you have three of the turtles. That's why I figured Michelangelo's got to come in this one.
yeah.
I mean, they're doing repaints this year. I mean, this year coming up to try to like save budgetary, which is smart, you know.
Oh
So,
yeah. They're doing
but
the same thing.
they've done they did the other frog. They did Napoleon in reaction.
Yeah.
They
That,
did
that
a
yeah.
Chrome Dome for in
The
reaction. I
reaction, yeah. Let's just go into reaction right now. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Uh yeah, the reaction line, like we looked at them last time too, Again, those reaction lines I think cost too much for what they are, honestly. Um But again, reaction lines are a pretty good starting point if you're getting back into collection. Collecting just to see if you like something or not by detail work of Super Seven at least.
yeah.
Uh, what are they gonna? Do you have any idea what they're doing next for the reaction line?
Well, right now they're doing two waves pretty close to each other of the Toon ones. So I'm guessing they're gonna do a third wave of Toon colors because it's not new model, it's not new molds, it's just new colors because they gotta bring in Bebop. They've already like previewed Rocksteady, Shredder, and a Foot Soldier. So I'm guessing they're gonna do one more wave with the Toon colors. You do Toon colors for Krang and maybe I don't know. I can see them doing repaints for Crank. Yeah. Well, I don't
Yeah,
know because they have to start cracking the mold. They have to do a new mold. They have to do rock soldiers so they can make two
yeah,
versions. Which is another thing they could probably put into the ultimates like rock soldiers. They need army builders in that line too, like
Well,
because
they have to
since
put the rock soldiers in sooner or later because they have the neutrinos, and without the neutrinos was part of Dimension X, and they were running away from the rock
yeah,
soldiers.
yeah, to get
So
those three, you're gonna wait a bit, bro.
oh yeah,
I don't know. I could see. I don't know. I could see maybe another 2 years to get all three of them.
And that's gonna, that really sucks. I mean, I really hate that, really. But I
Uh,
understand, the Super Seven is not a small company no more, but they're still saying they're a small company. The
I don't know. It could be factory issues too.
oh,
And this
I'm
goes back into the reaction thing, okay? And I can tell you this from personal experience, all right? Because I'm a toy maker. So you sent everything out to the factory, right? But then the factories take it forever. That's not your fault. So, like, the average fan is gonna be, oh my god, Super Seven's a piece of crap, and they got me waiting 4 years for this. That's you, the customer. You don't
yeah,
know how much.
exactly.
You don't know the disconnect between Super Seven and the factory. Maybe they got him waiting even longer. You know what I mean? Because no company would ideally want to milk you out this badly. You know
Well,
what I
yeah, of
mean?
course.
So there's
Like
probably factory issues. I'm having honestly making mascot fighters toys and things like that. I'm having a lot of issues, a lot of it. I don't like. I don't want to like tank my own brand. So I'll say it like this: there's a massive disconnect between you, your character, and the factory. The
yeah,
factory's here. Your toy is right here. For them, you know what I mean? To like,
yeah.
it should be this, but it's like this, and
Well, again, personally,
terrible, bro.
you
Yeah.
you got a prototype, and then you got your mold, you got your prototype, and you have to keep going that prototype back and forth until you're happy with it. And all the companies do that. They might say, okay, well, we're gonna make a Technodrome. And as a person that loves Ninja Turtles, you know all the fine little details of the Technodrome, right? You get the prototype back, the 3D printed prototype back, and you go, okay, well, that looks great. Let's go get it finished up. And they finish up, and maybe it doesn't open all the way or something. And they have to go redo the hinges. And, there's, like you said, there's
Yeah,
all sorts of things that
you're
can
right.
delay stuff.
You're right. Okay. That particular point, I can't talk about this because I've gotten over the hump. Okay,
Okay.
I was stuck in hinges for like close to 5 months because I had already made a figure, right,
Yes.
and the socket, but the hinge to keep the socket inside kept falling off. So I had to keep bouncing back and forth just on that hinge. So
Yeah.
like hinges can be a pain in the ass. Like
Oh, yeah, for sure.
and
I
and
can
the
see it.
and these are anthropomorphic characters or very superhero. This is head, arms, torso, things like that. It's not as complicated as other lines. Like I feel honestly, and I say this as a toy maker and as a fan, I feel bad for the people that work on Transformers. Oh my god,
Oh,
bro. Hey, bro.
I saw a, okay.
What?
I know this is way off subject, but I saw a YouTuber, and I don't think he was a YouTuber. I just think he was an average day person making a video. He took
Yeah.
a whole transformer apart because the middle torso of the transformer wouldn't transform because it was stuck. He literally took everything apart. I'm watching this happen. I'm just going, way too much work,
Yeah.
way too much. Just go buy another one or go return it. I don't care. Or go sell it to someone that doesn't care about it turning back into, I don't even know what it was, but I think it was a spider or something. It was just like too much work for me. No, it doesn't work. I'm just sending it back. You
Well,
know.
it's a nightmare because your character has to have multiple forms.
Mm-hmm.
It's not as stationary as okay, the head has a rocker, the arms have a rocker, the waist has a swivel. No, this head has to go up his ass so he can turn it into a truck. You know what I mean?
Right? Yeah.
This arm has to turn into a fucking wheel. And I don't like to curse, but this is
You
a
know.
thing.
Speaking of the Transformer right there,
Yeah.
the Ninja Turtles did have the mutations, and I still have three of them actually from Playmates.
I love those as a kid.
Okay,
Those
so
those are freaking awesome.
I have Donatello, I have Shredder, and I have Bebop. And it's
Yeah.
funny because the Shredder turns into a drill. That drill thing they had in the
Yeah,
cartoon.
you got the second one. You had the car one.
Yeah,
There's a shredder that turns into Orokusaki. You don't have that one?
no,
You didn't know that? There's
no. I
also
mean, I got these when I was a kid, and I got
yeah,
them usually for Christmas. My turtle toys usually came for Christmas or my birthday, you know.
yeah.
And so whatever I got, I got. And it was the same thing with the Bandai Power Rangers too. I would have a list. You know, you're a kid, you write that list, and you hope to God get it. You know, I wanted a Dragon's, I didn't get a Dragon's Horn. Still kind
Mhm.
of mad at that, even though I got a Super 7 now. But you know, it's just it's one of those things, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know all of the transforming Ninja Turtles, what they all had. I'm just happy with what I had, and I'm still happy with what I
Yeah.
have, and it's very little actually, but it's still a nice little collection.
Yeah. Well, to kind of wrap up the reaction, the one thing I would like to see as a prediction or whatever you want to call it as a guess, I'd like them to do like a mini Technodrome just to test the water, see what happens, see if it sells. If it doesn't sell, you know, and if people like it enough to push forward, because let's be real, an Ultimates Technodrome is going to look like 600, 650. There's no way it's under that.
Yeah,
There's no way.
no,
But if you could test the waters with a reaction size Technodrome or something like that, or so, test the waters with the Technodrome. That's what I would
exactly.
like to see. Yeah, and we can move on
Well,
to the next point if you're good
well,
with that.
actually, if you're gonna say Technodrome, I would like to see a neutrino car, neutrinos car, because if they could do a miniature one with the wheels folding in
They actually
side.
haven't. They haven't done anything with the neutrinos for the reaction line yet.
Yeah.
So maybe
Oh,
that could be the wave after, because I know for sure they're doing one more tune, but then they're probably gonna go back to regular.
okay.
So maybe
All
there.
right. So here's our next topic: loyal subjects. Now, this line for me has, again, it's kind of like Super Seven. They do everything. I mean, they do everything. I've seen Ninja Turtles versus Street Fighter. I've seen Ninja Turtles versus Stranger Things, and it's just like I'm not sure how to predict this one because there's so much out there.
Yeah. I mean, well, I, honestly, I see them picking fights with everybody, which is good. As a toy maker, you want to pick a fight with everybody if you have a massive license like the Ninja Turtles, because it is a massive license now. It
It
is
is.
you know what I mean? So that's literally part of what is going to take us, throughout the episode, because there's so many companies working on stuff. So they're picking a fight with NECA, they're picking a fight with Super 7, they're picking a fight with Playmates. I like that. I like that. Like when we did the review of Razor and Toka, I like those figures because they fit with different things. They're filling in
That
the
they
void.
do.
You know what I
Yes,
mean?
I
They fill
definitely
in the
do.
void, just like their Krang. Their Krang fits perfectly with my Playmates classics slash Ninja Elite slash whatever they call it this week line. You know,
Yeah. I mean, again, they have, two shredders from the comic books. They have two different versions of him,
yeah.
and different foot soldiers from different eras. They have the comic book one. They have the ones from the cartoon. They have this.
You
They
know,
have so many things. It's just like, again, though, they don't have a Technodrome. They don't have the drill. They don't have,
they haven't touched
again,
any
vehicles. They
of
don't
that
got.
stuff. Yeah,
I was like, no one really makes the vehicles anymore. They just make
yet,
the action figures.
yet.
Yeah, yeah, but you know what I mean. I mean, you could literally go, "Where's my vehicle? I want to put my turtles in the turtle blimp."
Well,
Super Seven has the, everybody's making a party wagon now, but again, it really depends on.
they're testing the waters this year though, because I don't know if you've seen they're doing IDW turtles, and they're putting like motorcycles and little carts and
Oh,
little
really?
like yeah, little go things to go with the IDW stuff. So I can see
Okay.
them trying to do more stuff. If they do more vehicles, that'd be great. Personally, I would. This is my prediction, and this is what I would love. I would love General Trag and the gray version. You know what's his partner's name? You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah,
The
the other one I do. I don't
I
know the
forget
name of them.
General whatever, but like you put Trag and his partner, the gray one, as big figures, like the Super Shredder that they did. Do it like
Yeah,
that, do because that'll fit in any line.
It would.
and that'll just get more eyeballs on you, and that's smart because not everybody likes the IDW or this or that, but if you make a big chunky figure, you make two that go together. Because if you have General Track, you have to buy the gray dude too, because they
Yeah.
go together. It's like Rocksteady and Bebop, or you know what I mean,
It's
Leatherhead
just
and Rat King. You know, two characters that
yeah.
usually go together. Yeah.
Actually, what I would like to see, and it kind of goes through all the Troy lines, Super 7, NECA, Loyal Subjects, the Triceratops. They're like the Triceratops, but the bad guys.
No, I know which
Yeah.
one though. The You think they're gonna do IDW ones? Because NECA's doing the comic book
Yeah,
Triceratons.
the IDW would be good, you know. Um, yeah, I any of them really. I like, I like to look up them all. Really, they're just very interesting characters, you know.
You
Oh,
know, it'd
the
be
other
cool too if they did Utrons.
Butrons, yeah. Oh, the
So,
other thing they could do is actually here's an idea, and I think it'd be more of a NECA kind of thing. So I'm going to hold off on it until we get to NECA. But I have a very interesting idea, and I think it would sell too. It'd just be a I'll get to it in a minute. Let's move on to the next subject, unless you have more to say about this line.
well, the last thing I'll say about it, and then we can move on. The other character I would like to do, I'd like to see them try it because I know it's not going to go specifically to a brand, but I'd like to see them try to do Snake Karai, but
Snake.
a big Snake Karai, you know, because Karai turned into a snake in the 2012 show. I
I
don't
have
think they
not.
do that look, but I would like to have like a big
Okay.
Karai snake, you know, and
Yeah, I
snakes are real
haven't.
popular these days. So,
Oh yeah, definitely more. Yeah,
with
for
GI
sure.
Joe and Master of the Universe, all of these other lines. I think it'd be cool to do a big, massive, you know, Karai snake. And
Oh,
yeah,
that
then we can move on.
okay. So the next subject, because I kind of mixed it up a little here when I was doing it,
Okay.
the Tales of the TMNT show.
You
Uh,
can start this one.
honestly, I think they're gonna have to. I have heard rumors about some of the stuff that they're supposed to be putting in this thing.
Hmm.
The thing I really hope for, since at the end of the movie they had the fly in the container again, somewhere in the movie, I really hope they show Baxter Stockman, because there's a lot of theories saying that he did not die in the movie. It looks like he's died, but if you really think about it, just because there was an explosion,
Yeah.
doesn't mean he's dead. It just means maybe he got knocked out, and maybe the people actually took him to the lab and have him somewhere.
Hmm.
So I'm hoping that maybe Baxter Stockman as the Fly will actually appear. I don't care who does the voice, but I just don't find, as a total fan, not a Tells fan, but a total fan, I think they need more Baxter Stockman. I like what they did with Superfly. I like the Revenge. I like how he was the Fly, but they have the Fly now. So if you mix the two characters, because the Fly was supposed to be just as intelligent as Baxter Stockman.
Hmm.
I think they need Baxter Stockman back. I think they could do. Um, they could put the Rat King in there. I mean, I don't know how many episodes it is. I don't know how many uh, seasons is supposed to be in between this and the
It's
movie
two.
too. Okay.
It's two.
Do you know how many
Yeah.
episodes of each?
Um, I think it's 22. The
22.
the I think it's basically like a Power Ranger show. Like it's
Okay.
22. It's 22 and 22 because it's supposed to fill the gap until the end of 2025 where we get the next movie.
Yeah. Well,
25, 26. That's and then the show's gonna stop and then we're gonna.
yeah. The other thing I'm hoping for is somehow, and this is a big somehow, Bebop and Rocksteady become evil again before the second movie.
Yeah.
Because them all living down in the sewer, being all friendly, I get it. It's a different type of show, but that's too much
It's the
conflict in my
Muppets.
opinion.
It's
It's
the
the
Muppets
Muppets,
movie.
exactly. And I get it. It's Seth Rogen. Seth Rogen's supposed to be a funny guy. You know, he's supposed to have a different outlook on everything. It's great. But I think somehow or another they got to find a way to make those characters bad again instead of being all. I mean, 'cause I don't even think they were that bad in the first movie, really. They were just really confused,
Yeah,
you know? And they have so much potential. Even the look of them have so much potential. And now they're going to be drawn in 2D instead of being a 3D CGI.
yeah.
And,
Well,
oh, go ahead.
well, okay. Here's the big problem. Too many characters have the exact same origin story, so
Yes.
you can't pull them away. The same thing that happened to Napoleon Frog happened to Rocksteady, that happened to Bebop, that happened to Superfly, that happened to Mondo Gecko, that happened to Ray Fillet, that happened to Scumbug. You have
Yeah.
7 freaking characters that you're locked in. You know what I mean? Technically,
It's,
Baxter Stockman because he's their dad and whatever. So you got 8 characters that all jumbled up together, bro. And I might be
yes,
forgetting one.
I
You
get
know,
that. But
so
you know what I'm saying. There's got to be some kind of conflict between all those characters. You know, they can't all just be living down in the sewer for the rest of the mutant lifestyle. You know.
well, what I mean, from a story perspective, all right, like this is me as the writer, whatever.
Okay.
What I would do is I'd come up with some sort of callus to like pull them away from each other. You need to split them up.
Yeah.
There's no way that everybody's living together like the Muppets and everybody's happy and here comes Gonzo slash Scumbug and no, bro, you gotta there's gotta be a reason to separate them. So I think you'd have to bring in a bad guy with with some sort of mutagen thing to sort of a MacGuffin to like rage out some of the characters to like pull away Rocksteady and Bebop, or you gotta pull away Scumbug, or you pull away Ray Fillet, or whatever. You gotta pull these characters in different directions. Because right now you're on one trajectory. Whatever the turtles are doing, all 7 of these other characters are tied to them. You know what I mean? So
Yes. Yes, I do.
yeah, you're pulling too much load in one direction, and you have the everybody's living, hanging out with Splinter while the turtles are going to high school now, which is where the movie ended, which is
Yes.
from all the rumors, that's what the show's going to basically be. It's going to be high school, like Beverly Hills 90210, but with turtles. Like teenage drama and
That will kill it if that's the concept. That will kill
I mean that's where they're going to
television.
focus. That's where they're going to
Yeah.
go with the toys. I mean that's kind of where we're going.
Yeah, that is true.
So
Uh,
I don't know. I'd like them to explore Krang, but
I was just
but
gonna mention that
you know what I
because
mean?
if you
Because
look
you have
at
time for that.
Krang's already there. Krang
Yeah,
is already in the picture. You just no one really realized it at the point
yeah,
because you got Utron herself.
yeah.
Yeah.
Cynthia Utron, yeah.
hmm Krang's already in the story, but I think it's one of those no one noticed or no one understands what an Utron is kind of thing when they made the movie theoretically or something.
I'd
But
like to see them try more with the Utrons too. Like, not every Utron looks the same, like a little ball, like a little brain. No, make some Utrons be mutated and make that the
yeah,
big threat of the show. Because if you remember the 2012 show, they're basically the Terminator. Like they pulled a lot of stuff from Terminator in the 2012 show
oh,
for
you're
the
talking
Krang.
about the
Yeah, for the Krang
uh,
storyline, and
uh
you'd have to see what you do with it. Make conflict. You have to make conflict. You have to rage out these characters. And as nice as they look, they got to start beefing them up a little. They have to go through puberty during the show. Rocksteady and Bebop have to like start. I don't want them to go back to making jokes about their genitals or nothing like that, like they did in the Michael Bay movies. But you do have to, you know what I mean? Because all of these, that's another thing that's good and bad about this show. All of these characters are technically the same age, right? So
right.
technically,
That's the concept. 15. They're supposed to be
all of them
15.
should be in high school. Yeah. What the hell are all these? And Splinter's dating a 15-year-old. Wait a minute, bro. You know.
Again, you got that April and Leonardo love story in here too. You know, you gotta,
Oof, that's,
yeah. Well,
that's
let's move on.
yeah, yeah. Let's move on.
Okay, so I mean, we could talk about Tells for a long time, but who knows what's really gonna be happening.
Yeah, yeah.
So NECA. So I'm gonna start here with the idea that I had, and I believe it would sell in a good way, but I think it would have to be more of somebody that has to know the show. They should do the Japanese line, the Japanese cartoon line. There was 2 episodes where they became super turtles, where they did mutation and they got all these superpowers from these little crystals. So it's kind of like a Power Ranger with Ninja Turtles. I don't know if you ever saw those.
Yes, I saw. It was only 2 episodes though. Like I
Yeah, it
don't
was
know
only 2 episodes, but they
if
had
there's
a
enough fan base to actually let's
yeah.
make a freaking
If I
toy line out of
if
this.
I saw the toy line, I mean they've had a toy line, but it was only in Japan, so they brought that toy line over here. That would just be awesome. Because I looked them up on eBay and they're going for hundreds of dollars. I'm just like, no, I'm not spending hundreds of dollars on a Playmates toy from Japan. But yeah, they have NECA. I could see NECA doing that more than any other company because they do all sorts of different range. I mean, they could have a double pack where you have Leonardo and then you have the Super Leonardo. You know,
Mhm.
yeah, I mean, they have, I mean, NECA did the video games of the Foot Clan and the actual video game characters, NECA would be NECA would be the company to do that more than any other company, I think.
Yeah. I don't collect NECA anymore, and there's reasons behind that. But
We've talked
uh,
about it. We've talked
well,
about it.
well, I mean,
Yes.
well, I'll say this: like, if I would end a couple of lines if you're gonna start doing what ifs, because they do have very interesting things that they could do. They're doing like what ifs of Usagi Yojimbo in the toon style, but of all of these variants that never existed in the cartoon, but in the
Well,
toon style. So and they're playing with the idea of doing live action stuff that doesn't exist, like um because they've done the movies. So if they do a live action Rocksteady and Bebop to fit in with the original Turtle movie, it's gonna be tempting. You know what I mean? So
well,
it'd be
you
something.
never know. There could be another turtle movie in the works. There was supposed to be. There was supposed to be the Seth Rogen one. There was supposed to be another one too. But the Osagi O'Hare is actually its own show as well. And a
I
lot
hope
of
they don't do
people,
next mutation. By the way,
I hope they don't
I'll
do
say
Next Mutation. But yeah, Osagi O'Hare is its own show in Japan.
yeah,
It's actually a crossover show. So actually, it's kind of interesting if no one
yeah,
knows the history of that. It's a crossover. It really was not supposed to be a Ninja Turtle like action figure.
yeah. Usagi Yojimbo. Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
The rabbit.
Exactly. It's a Japanese show, so it's kind of one of those Bandai moments.
No, but they're playing with what ifs. That's my point. So if you're
Yeah.
gonna be playing what ifs, it'd be cool to see them try to do Rocksteady and Bebop in the 1990 movie style or something like that.
Oh
That'd be
yeah, that'd be awesome.
uh try to try to do something else with Razor and Toka. Bring them into their movie mashups because they're doing the Universal monsters and things like that.
Yeah.
And now they're doing a second round of characters with the same turtles, but they're doing them. Okay, now it's the creature from the Black Lagoon, Leonardo, and I forgot what Raphael, the second version of Raphael, like that is, but I don't know.
I mean,
That's
they could do the
that's
Swamp Thing of a turtle.
no,
Swamp Thing of Ninja.
that's DC.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
That's my man McFarlane. He's not playing. He's not playing. He'll show up at your house, bro.
I actually have a
With a
McFarlane toy.
spawn. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, we can move
But
on to the next
okay,
topic.
so the next one is actually Playmates.
Oh, this is a
So okay, so I do have something to tell you about Playmates. It has to do with the Mutant Mayhem line because we were talking the other day and you showed me a picture of the back of Wave 2 and it kind of disappointed me a little bit because I really want to finish out my basic line of Mutant Mayhem that I have for my son.
yeah.
April O'Neil is coming in Wave 3. I actually looked it up and found information about it. And it
Okay.
was interesting because they already have it packaged. They already have it out. Uh, if you look on YouTube, you can find people doing the Troy Fair, and you can see them in the packages. You can see all the some of the baby Bebop and Rocksteady and
Oh, they're
all
gonna
those.
put her with the babies.
No, they're not gonna put it with the babies, but they have all
I
those
mean, in the
characters.
wave, in the
Oh yeah,
wave.
in the
That's what I mean.
wave, yeah. They
That's
even
gonna be
have
wave three.
they even have pre. So they have the baby turtles, and they
Yeah,
have the toddlers, and now they're gonna have the like 8, 9-year-old turtles as well coming out.
yeah.
It's kind of an interesting thing. It's like they're
That's
taking
really
it to the
milking it.
they're taking it, yeah, they're taking it to the limit. But yeah, the April O'Neil is the only character that I really want to get from my set. So you have the four turtles, April, Splinter, and then there's just the basic bad guys that I like.
Yeah.
Basically, and they're really for my son. They're not for me. I'm not really a big Mutant Mayhem fan. Uh, but my
No.
son loves the movie and my son loves the toy, so why not?
Yeah. I mean, if you're gonna get the set, you're gonna get the set completely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, since we're talking playmates, there's a lot of avenues to go here because there's a lot of ways you can go. They can finish out the Street Fighter 2 packs that they never finished with the little heads.
Oh yeah.
You could do that. You could try to make more characters in the 6-inch line, in the Ninja Elite, whatever they call it next week line, which is what I would like them to do more characters. I mean, let's give us Splinter, bro. Like it's been 20 years and you still can't get a Splinter out. I mean, come on, bro. Give us the Foot Soldiers, something. Give us
Right.
something interesting there. Also with the re-releases, you know what I mean?
Oh god. Yeah.
Because they've re-released a lot, and
They
I know
have.
they're gonna re-release more. So
I mean, I just found it again, Baxter Stockman at Walmart the other day. And I had to look at it, and it's not the same. Actually, the re-release is not the same as the original one. The one I found had the rings were clear. I'm like,
hmm
I just saw mine the other day, and they're not clear. It was like it looks good. I mean, it looks good. It looks like he's more like like he's flying because it's clear. But it's just like they're not supposed to be clear.
I think it's the paint because the sculpt is the same, but
Yeah,
the
the
paint
sculpt is
is
100% the same. The paint on him is the same, but those wings were just
kind
like,
of flat, right? Like kind of
yeah. I
the
was like, but
cheapest possible paint they could use to do this.
yeah, it reminded me of the Superfly one I have, and it's just like, okay, that's interesting, you know. Um, but I love the price of Playmates. Price of Playmates is wonderful. They're still keeping it at the $10 on
Yeah,
most of them, so it's like I got to give it to Playmates for that. At least they're keeping them on a budget so people can still buy them for the kids, and you don't have to worry about going, okay, here's $20 toy. Hope to God you don't break it, or lose all the pieces or something.
bro, they should really, if they're gonna go into this retro thing of re-release, why don't you sprinkle in some new characters, bro? Why don't you at least make Baxter Stockman the human version?
There you go.
Make
But
make
again,
him, make the two frogs we never got, make a Karai in that style. Let's see what Playmates could do with a Karai. What the hell, man?
you know what though? I'm gonna say this. Uh, they
Rock
have so many
soldiers.
action figures that they've never released. I mean, never released. They had for a while they had the actual comic book people, the people that did the comic books, send in their own creations,
Mhm,
and they were denied. They could make those, and I've seen pictures of them, and some of them are just really outrageous. But
mhm.
if you had something like a line saying classic comic book style, Not saying that from the comic books, but comic book style made by and have the artists that made it.
Hmm.
That'd be awesome. Some of these things are just like outrageous looking, and it'd be more for me and you and the people that are fans of the Ninja Turtles. That would be like one of a kind type thing. But I think it'd be neat because they were based on drawing these for the TV show, and they were denied because the TV show people didn't want them.
Yeah. You know, it'd be cool if they did, because right now in stores they've re-released the movie star turtles, right?
I hate those ones. Those ones look stupid as hell. I'm sorry.
Those are
Sorry
not the
for
original
language, but
ones. Those are, yeah, those are not the original ones. Those are the re-released ones that they're just releasing in single packs. But what could, this is my idea. You release Razor and Toka, but in movie colors. Don't even change the sculpt. Just put them in their gray and brown, skirt and metal
yeah,
piece, and you have another excuse to do that. And then you can try to figure out a way to buy a Splinter so you can mass produce Splinter and recast a movie star Splinter. There's three characters. Make a wave two of the movies. Make a Tatsu. I know we're not, the actor doesn't want to have a release, but come on, a bald ninja dude is not that hard to make.
yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
and
Actually,
freaking Funko does that all the time. Funko gets to skirt the line of this isn't really the guy, so why
right.
can't we? You know what I mean?
I did like the third movie action figures of Turtles.
Yeah.
I know the movie itself didn't go very well, but the Samurai Turtles, they could re-release those. But I really want to see Playmates do like a 4 pack of the. They should just do movies of 4 or 5 pack, like have Splinter and the Four Turtles or April and Casey Jones
There
and
was
stuff like
never
that.
a movie star. You're right. There was never a movie star April. There was April
No,
the Ravishing Reporter, which kind of looked like, you know, but she does not really go with that line.
no.
So if
I don't
if you
think they
made
ever
an
made
April, a Judith
or
Hogue
Casey
April,
Jones even. I don't think they
a
did a
Casey
Casey
Jones,
Jones.
yeah, you could. There's characters you could do, bro. You you could do like re-release the foot soldiers.
Yeah,
They're army builders. I don't know why people. It's such an easy thing, bro. Like you release movie star foot soldiers. They did them. Release them in both colors because the bootleg is the one that comes in the actual proper color, which in black. But the
yeah.
real, but the official one comes in this gray color for some weird reason. It's like, why is the bootleg more accurate than the official? It's the same sculpt, bro. What are you
Yeah,
doing? Yeah,
yeah. Playmates. Playmates owns the right to Turtles, so it's like they could do whatever they want and
what
get away with it. Hey, this year we're gonna release this. This year we're gonna release that.
fill the void
And
that you created. Because that's the thing, they were the master toy license, so everybody's nostalgia goes to Playmates anyways. You know what I mean?
yes,
Your first thoughts of Ninja Turtle toys are always gonna be Playmates. So they're the creators of this problem. Fix your problem and get this money, bro. It's simple, like economics. It's like perfect example. Uh, I'm not trying to go on a tirade here, but there's this thing. You ever been to Taco Bell? The Taco Bell fries. Oh my
yes,
god, bro! They've pulled them and brought them back. Like people like the freaking the taco fries. Why do you keep pulling them back? It's like I don't know.
yeah. That's just
You
what it
created
is.
your own problem. So, yeah.
So I put two of our topics together because I think it'd be pretty much this, in my opinion, they're the same kind of idea.
Uh,
So it's Mattel and Hasbro crossover lines.
okay.
So I'm not really too sure what Mattel has to do with Turtles, unless I'm missing something that I haven't seen.
Masters of the Universe, Ninja
Oh, that's
Turtles.
right, Master of the Universe. I just totally spaced my mind. That's so new
That's
too.
That's why I was gonna. I figured we talk about wave two or wave three. Shredder and the Slime Pit or whatever. That's predictions for next year from Mattel. You know, because
Yeah.
he's already in the card back, and that's what Mattel likes to do with their He-Man line. Like they put the next character in the card back, like fighting the character. So like, hey, look, Manny Faces is coming or whoever's coming. So
Yeah.
that'd be good. But what would you like to see as a crossover with Hasbro, Hasbro
Mattel.
specifically? Well,
Oh,
yeah,
Hasbro.
yeah. Let's go with Hasbro.
Well,
See if
okay.
we get
So
something
Hasbro.
that they would cross over with Power Rangers. I mean,
Power Rangers have
they
been done.
no, yeah, no.
Yeah.
What I was gonna say was I say Hasbro because remember Ninja Turtles had those crossover Power Ranger figures.
Yeah. Well, Hasbro
So
also done the Monopoly Mutant Mayhem too. So they already have the license for a lot of different titles already now.
I just
I think something like it's not Spider-Man, Star Wars titles would be kind of neat. Because they already have Space Wrath, but just think if they had like a Luke Skywalker Leo or something like
yeah,
that, or Jabba the Hutt as
crying.
Krang or something. Just something different.
Yeah,
Uh, again, that's something that
Vader Shredder. Yeah, I see. I see where
yeah,
you're going. Yeah,
it'd be interesting. They
Princess
have so
Leia,
many different.
April.
Again, Turtles have so much of a line that's so huge. Star Wars has the same fan base. I mean, the fans of Star Wars is still growing. Like my son loves Star Wars because of the Mandalorian. So you got just young kids and old adults that still love Star Wars to death.
Yeah.
And most younger kids are getting into Turtles again, so that would work out perfectly. And you got April O'Neil, you got Princess Leia right there, or what's the queen in the first movie? I can't think of the name of her.
Amidala, Queen
Yeah,
Amidala.
you could have Amidala as April, even, there's so much right there. Star Wars and Turtles would go together very
Yeah.
well.
All right. This is what I would like. Okay, and this is just me, you know, out of left field. I'd like to see Ninja Turtles and X-Men
That would
there.
work. That would work very well too.
It's mutants, and why not? You're already playing with that scale, anyways. Then
Exactly.
give me some turtles dressed as the X-Men, or give me whether it's a mashup or an actual crossover. I'm buying that shit.
Riverine as Raphael, or Raphael as Riverine, because it was the
Yeah.
attitude, right? They're the same attitude in my
Yeah,
opinion.
Leonardo as Cyclops. You get Donatello as Gambit because they both have the bows. Or Beast.
Yeah.
That'd be good too. Michelangelo could actually be Gambit because they're kind of Joker. Or Michelangelo is Morph
There you go.
because they're the funny ones, or Nightcrawler, whatever. That there is. Oh my God, Shredder Magneto.
Oh
That's
wow. Yeah, they
metal on
got they
metal.
got the helmet already. Yeah. There you go. See,
Splinter,
X-Men would work too.
Splinter
Splinter as
as
Doc
Professor X.
Professor
Yeah,
X.
this thing writes itself, bro.
Yeah, because he has the walking cane instead of a rail chair. Yeah, that would work. That's kind of funny.
Yeah, that's what I would love to try. And on a little side point, I'm surprised Viacom bought Ninja Turtles. Like you figure, the first person to buy up the Ninja Turtle license would have been, Marvel because X Men, the mutants, just adding in more mutants. Ninja Turtles are mutants. That's like
Yeah.
that's just another shade of paint, but it's still paint. You know what I mean? Like, but I don't know. For some reason, Nickelodeon owns Ninja Turtles. All right, all right. But,
Yeah,
let's
they
go
own
with
they
it.
own the rights. And actually, I'd rather have Nickelodeon owning Ninja Turtles than instead of Disney. you know.
Or DC. I'm surprised Warner Brothers didn't try to buy Ninja Turtles. Can you imagine Ninja Turtles and versus Justice League and all of these things? Like,
Well, they had wait,
they had the
Batman.
Batman Ninja Turtles movie, yeah.
Yeah,
No, but I mean, if they were all under the same umbrella, then we can have it all in the same scale and all in the same world,
that's
basically,
true.
not
That's
just a
true.
one-off.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can move on to the next point.
Well, the
Yeah.
next point is kind of the same thing. I'm not. it was just turtles and crossovers. So it's pretty much the same subject. So it was kind of an interesting that there was a split in
Yeah.
there. So if there's
Well,
anything
this is
else,
yeah. Well, what I could see them doing as a crossover is I don't know. There's a lot of possibilities. Like the you could. I don't want them to do more. Like I don't want to do Ninja Turtle Stranger Things again with a different company. Please, enough with the Stranger Things. That's
yeah.
enough. They've been milking that pretty hard. You know, it would be cool though if they went into like a new franchise, like Ninja Turtles versus Terminator.
Oh, there you
We
go.
we have to stop the Turtles and Arnold have to stop the T-1000s or whatever. Well, they have to save Sarah Connor, and April comes back from the future as a
Right.
bad. Somehow she's John Connor's mom. Like, yeah, that's
There you
it.
go. And
We're off to
Casey,
the races.
and let's
Yeah.
make it worse. Let's make Casey Jones John Connor. Like,
Or you know what'd be cool is maybe not as a toy line or nothing, but I could see it as a comic book if they did Ninja Turtles and RoboCop.
oh, there you go.
They
Yeah.
go to Metro City and start whooping ass, and like
Yeah, because
RoboCop's like,
RoboCop is in a really big like. I don't know how you would do a crossover in a toy line with that because you have RoboCop. Everybody else is kind of just human. I mean, you got the big giant robot out of the one movie, but
yeah, he's
yeah,
the fish out of water. But the turtles are fish out of water too because they're supposed to be ninjas and hiding in secrecy or whatever.
yeah,
This mutant mayhem doesn't give a shit. So they're like, yeah, well, let's just go to high school. But whatever.
yeah.
I can
That
see it
that
as
high
like
school thing.
I can see that as a nice four-parter, like RoboCop and the Ninja Turtles. A nice
Yeah,
four-part comic books. Yeah.
I
All
could
right,
see
let's just.
that too. I mean, even I mean, Turtles did a lot of comic books. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of offshoots
They're
of good
doing
comic
the
books.
Street Fighter ones. The Street Fighter ones
Yeah,
seem to be
I've
moving
seen
well.
that. Yeah,
They did Power Ranger comic books. That's how we ended
yeah,
up with the Boom Comics toys and stuff like that.
yeah.
Yeah, we can move on from this
Okay, so
point if you want.
the next one's kind of more me actually. uh, it's the video games, and I actually have pictures of these. I actually did take time to take pictures of them. So here's the original ones that everybody grew up with.
Hmm.
And these are my personal collection actually. So the first one, as you notice, are dressed as the comic book style.
Hmm.
The second one is the arcade, and it's just basically the 80s or late 80s cartoon. And this is the Mad Hatter Project. Basically, it's the same idea, still from like the early 90s, but um, yeah, it's kind of an interesting thing. And then fighting games. Everybody loves the fighting games. And then these two. These are the newest ones right here. The Cowabunga collection just kind of combines all the original Nintendo and Sega games together.
Hmm.
And Shredder's Revenge is actually something that I could see them turning into like a mini series of a cartoon. Uh, and if anybody's actually played this, at the end he becomes Super Shredder again. They like to do that in these turtle games. A lot of the turtle games, Shredder at the end will you beat him as Shredder, and then all of a sudden he becomes Super Shredder.
Is Shredder's Revenge continuity with the original TV show? Because they're
Yeah,
using that style, right?
yeah,
Or it's its own thing.
they're using that style slash arcade. So the basis of it is making it like an arcade game where you can play up to 4 players simultaneously
No, but
and
story.
have that kind of look. And yes, it's based off the cartoon. I mean, you start in
Okay.
channel 6, and you
Oh
have a
yeah.
little map that you go by, and yeah, it's basically the cartoon. You even have Krang in it, and yeah, it's neat. It's a very neat game. Even if you're not a gamer and you you know, just like Ninja Turtles, you should try it out. I mean, they put out so many different games, like even stuff based on the movie, and again, fighting. And this is from the '93 show. So, again, if you look at the characters here, they don't do them justice. Here's a different type of artwork, but yeah, this is based off of the 1993 show. Um, but when it comes to actual today's games, they have they already have plans for um, I just lost the name of it.
The Last Ronin.
The Last
That's
Ronin, yes,
yeah.
and that one's supposed to be very dark, very evil. They also have a plan for the movie of the Last Ronin as well. Who knows if that's actually going to take off or not? Um, they've
I
actually had games that you cannot get anymore, like Out of the Shadows. And no, I'm not talking about the one they released on PlayStation. They had one for the computer, and you actually had to be a ninja. You had to sneak around and try not to get caught at the same time you're defeating the third plan.
mhm.
And I never got to play that one. I really wish I did, but yeah. So for
You
video games, there's a lot out there, and who knows what they're gonna do with them. I mean, they could just yeah.
yeah.
People want some of the other games in the collection, like the Turtles 2 from Battle Nexus and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm kind of curious about this last Ronin by THQ because THQ is a very good company.
Oh, I thought it was Rocksteady, the ones that were making it. The people behind the Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, the Arkham games.
Yeah,
I didn't know it
uh,
was THQ. It's
yeah, but
THQ's is wrestling. They've done the wrestling.
usually,
They've done
usually
the
the wrestling they have a few other things too.
SmackDown versus Raw and stuff like that. I didn't
Yeah,
know that they're the ones doing that.
I believe that's what I saw when I first saw it. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
Anybody that's watching, please leave a comment and let me know if I'm wrong. I'm wrong. I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was THQ I saw when I was watching it.
Oh,
But I would love to see them do all sorts of different types of video games. Even bring like a trilogy of like the movies into a video game.
you know what? I used to be into video games, but I pretty much just after the PlayStation 3, I basically retired from games. So, but what I did want to play, and this came out about a year and a half ago. I don't know if you played Injustice, the video game Injustice, but with the
I
turtles.
have I
The
have
turtles
never
have
got
are downloaded
I
are
have
downloadable
never got to
characters.
play that game, and I
That
wanted
game is
to.
fun as shit, bro. I
Is
like
it
that game. Yeah, it is. It's the DC characters using the Mortal Kombat engine. So like, what's not to like?
right?
That's
And
great. You know.
I think I've actually heard rumors, or maybe it's not. I haven't really been paying attention too much, but I hear the Ninja Turtles are supposed to be in Mortal Kombat 11. Because even though that Mortal Kombat 1 has just came out, Mortal Kombat
Mhm.
11 is still getting add-ons, and
Yeah, I don't understand that, by the way. I don't understand why it's called Mortal Kombat One.
it's a
What?
whole
What?
new. It's supposed to be a whole new series, a whole new storyline, and
But it's not
uh,
remastering the first game, right?
it's supposed to be something different. Like Liu Kang's already a god and stuff like that. It's like
Oh, okay. It's another
no,
timeline. I
yeah,
got
it's
you.
a whole
It's
nother
another timeline.
timeline. I hear it's a really good game, but it's like after Mortal Kombat 11 came out, I actually own it, but it's like I was happy with it. I was playing it, I beat it, and then they had the DLCs, and to unlock anything more, you had to buy the DLCs. It's like, okay, no, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good. It's like this is too much. That's one thing about video games. I'm kind of not. It's like DLC this, DLC that. It's like too much. It's like I remember just being able to pop in a Sega game or a Nintendo game of any sort and be like, oh, full game, got it. You want to play online? Let's play online. And
Yeah.
now it's like you want this character, $5. You want this, another $5. It's like no. And then you
Yeah.
don't play it for months on end or a year on end or something. It's like you just spent money on you know whatever. Hope to God your system don't die because then you lost your DLCs.
Going back for a minute, since we were talking a minute ago about crossovers, you know what I could see them trying to do is like something really zany, like Ninja Turtles and Back to the Future. Like, Doc Brown and all that with the turtles. It
There
just
you
came to me like
go.
I could just see them like Marty McFly with the hoverboard and the turtles with the skateboards, and like
Marty McFly and Michelangelo as
there you go,
Michelangelo. There you go.
there you go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Turtles and Turtles are like this one product that you can do whatever you want, you know. I mean, because you could do Dick Tracy even. They kind of already did that kind of with the trench coats and the hats, you know. But you can go full on Dick Tracy that way too.
Yeah.
Man, I mean, turtles just kind of fit into everything, really. I mean, you have an idea and you could find somehow to do it. It's a
Yeah.
crazy product. It's not like Spider-Man or Power Rangers or a lot of these other action heroes. You can't really fit them in, but when you go to Turtles, you can do everything. You just can do everything. I mean, you can make one of the Turtles the Incredible Hulk if you wanted to. You can make Donatello into Iron Man. I mean, it's just one of these things. You think of it, it's because of the personalities, really. You got the party guy, you got an attitude, you got the genius, you got the leader. I mean, they fit into any category. You can fit them into pretty much anything. And that's one of the beauty parts about the turtles. And then you just dress them up to being whatever. And this is just a funny joke, so don't take it personally. Whoever's watching this, you can turn them into transgender turtles if you wanted to. It is what it is.
Yeah. Going back to the crossover thing, another one I could see them doing. Maybe they're a little too late to do it, but Ninja Turtles has never been the most topical thing, anyways. If they did Ninja Turtles and The Big Bang Theory or so,
It's never too late. Never too late.
somehow they put like Leonard as Leonardo. They put Raphael as Sheldon. I could already see them making Penny as April.
Right?
But I digress. What's the next point? The
That
comment?
was actually the last one, believe it or not. I put the video
Really?
game at the last one because it's just a kind of a weird overall subject. But they could even when it comes to crossovers, like I said, it's everything really. It's kind of
Yeah.
funny. And it's never too late. I mean, look, even in the third movie, Michelangelo did a bit with Elvis. I mean, Elvis in Blue Hawaii. They made a joke about that. And then you got Lilo and Stitch that's doing Elvis. I mean, you can do whatever. I mean, you even okay. Well, let's go back to Playmates or even Super Seven. They can do the stage show of the Turtles. Where they're playing the stage. I mean, I get
Hmm.
that's kind of like the Rock and Leo and stuff, but it's not because the turtles had like a big star on their eye and stuff like that from the TV from the concert that they did.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, it's just turtles are turtles. I love the turtles. You can do whatever you want with them, and no one's ever going to complain. No one's going to say, "Oh, well, you shouldn't be putting them in, He-Man, or you shouldn't be putting them in with Power Rangers." No one's going to complain. They're going to be like, "Oh, that's really cool. I didn't think about that." You
Yeah.
know.
And that's basically us predicting, some thoughts and stuff for 2024. You
Yes.
have anything else you want to talk about? Kind of wrapping up the show here, or anything you want to recommend, or anything like that, or any news items?
For news, no, I really don't have any news.
Mhm.
Um, I really don't have anything really. I mean, I really don't have anything to actually say. No.
Well, I have one last thing to cover. I don't know if you remember this. Last year, there was like the big rumor that McFarlane was gonna start making Ninja Turtle toys, and then
Yes.
there was proposed leaks for all of these characters and all of these stuff, and I was like, movie one, Leonardo; movie two, Leonardo, Raphael. Whatever happened with that? I mean, maybe it was a miscommunication with the Playmates Mutant Mayhem list, but even then, it's like Mutant Mayhem doesn't jump to movie one to movie two.
No.
Mutant Mayhem sticks to its lane, so it's like,
It could have been just license. It could have just been a license thing where you got people already doing movie turtles, and maybe it wasn't a license. Maybe it was more of a that's been done, and he didn't want to take
yeah,
time to do it. I mean, because I have a McFarlane toy, but it's not a Ninja Turtle. It's actually kind of a weird one. I have an Alice Cooper McFarlane toy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in my closet. I could actually go get it if you want. But yeah, it's Alice Cooper, the musician, you know. But it looks awesome. Comes with a guillotine, and it's in this box. It was actually my mom's, and I got it when she passed away, so it just stays in the box. So that's what she wanted. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's made from McFarlane, and you know he does all sorts of different things. You know, he does music people. He does
I was excited when I heard that news last year because I was McFarlane usually releases toys, at a pretty good pace. It's not like Super 7 where you're waiting years upon years upon years and we'll see and maybe you get this and maybe you don't. And
yeah.
understandably, like I said, like I'm not even talking bad. I'm just like, cause I get it as a toy maker. So the factory will F you up, you know what I mean? And it is what it
Well,
is, but
I did have a
McFarlane's good
little
about that.
freak out today though, because I went to go check on Spoken Skull on
Yeah.
Entertainment Earth and on a Big Bad Toy Store, and I typed in Super 7, couldn't find him. Couldn't find them. I don't know if it was a glitch in their system. So I logged into my account and
Mm.
they were on pre-order still. And it was the only way I could find them. And I was just like, it's like, is that a bad sign? You know, because if not everybody's pre-ordering again, that means they go bye-bye. You know, it's just kind of that's a super set. That's also a Super 7 thing too. Not enough pre-orders. Doesn't matter if you have people really hoping for them, they just take them away. You know, so that's the one thing about Super 7 is you got to really pay attention to the pre-order amounts. And I don't know what the quota is for that,
Yeah.
but it's got to be super high, I would think, because again, like Madame Mo and the Tigers, or that was a big topic, and everybody wanted it, and you know,
That Madam War looked good too. The
I
articulation
did,
looked good. That's a
and it had
shame.
so many accessories that made sense, and it was just like,
Yeah.
okay.
If we didn't get that white tiger, I was like, all right, well,
Well, again,
there's
we didn't
enough
get the
people making white tiger. You know what I mean? So
But again, we didn't get the one from Hasbro either that was talked about. But that's
yeah,
something before we go, and this is way off subject. The Zord is an extension project.
yeah.
I've
Sword
actually heard
Ascension
it's
project.
actually kind of canceled. It's
Oh,
been
it
kind
is.
of canceled. The Zord extension project. It's kind of
Yeah,
canceled a little bit because people is unhappy with it. They're not happy with the overall outcome. And I can see that by watching a lot of the videos and stuff, how they kind of messed it up. The Megazord doesn't connect properly. The spaceship breaks easily. You're paying a good almost $200 for some of these, and they're not tough. They're very cheap.
well, this is fine. I don't know why. I get it. It's cheaper plastic, but look,
Yeah, everything stays together, and they're
in not.
based.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
only turned to a million pieces here.
no, and the Zord extension project is based off the legacy ones, the diecast ones. That's what they're based off of. But they messed up somehow. I don't know how, but they messed it up. Yeah.
You
So,
know.
anyways, that's pretty
Yeah.
much it for the show. Really, I mean, I have nothing else to say unless you have something.
Yeah. You know what? I do have a little fun fact for you guys. I don't know if I've said this before, but in this scale, because I don't know, I was like bored, so I bought these. Like you can see there, the
I see it.
okay, they actually made Donatello in this scale. So if you're looking for Donatello in this scale, because Five Below has these and like painted up for like $5, three of these
Oh
characters
wow.
from the Mutant Mayhem, but they didn't release Donatello like this. But Donatello comes in here. He's unpainted, but you know
At least you could
here.
have one.
Well, here it is. I painted this
Oh.
guy my damn self.
Okay.
I'll be
So I was gonna
damned if
say,
I'm
I
not
thought you said
gonna.
it was unpainted.
Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
painted him, but yeah, that's it. It was
Oh,
awesome. rocking out here with this show with you guys. Leave your predictions, by the way.
Leave your predictions, leave comments, let us know what you think of the show. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and hit that notification button and that like button and stay tuned for the live stream.